Now live to answer a few of our questions. A lot happening today. I want to start with the trade agreement at the G20 summit. Can you give us a few topics or pointers on how it's different from the old one we had, and will Congress support it? Well, it has differences. One that I pushed very strongly for with respect to technology. I mean, there were no smartphones. There wasn't a debate about that in the original NAFTA agreement. So this contains provisions that I really pushed for to make sure that our technology could be purchased all around the world, and that Oregonians would be able to get good salaries as a result of that. But the bottom line here for Oregonians, and this is a hugely important issue for us, 1 out of 5 jobs depends on international trade in Oregon. The trade jobs often pay better than do the non-trade jobs. The real question is, can this agreement be enforced? And the big flaw, the Achilles heel of trade policy in the past, you've seen China, for example, cheating in other areas. Will it be enforced? And this will go to the committee where I'm the ranking Democrat, the Finance Committee.
We have to talk about Michael Cohen, who made big news yesterday. Michael Cohen testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee that you're a member of back in 2017, in October of 2017. He now says he lied to that committee that you sit on. Did you know, it was a closed-door hearing, but did you know at the time, can you say, did you realize at a point, and did you suspect he was lying to you?
Well, I can't get into classified matters, but it wasn't an accident, and you and I talked about this on the show, that I pushed for an open hearing with Michael Cohen not long afterwards. Look, the reason this was so serious yesterday is this goes right to the heart of whether Donald Trump told the truth with respect to his economic relationships with Moscow and Russia. And in fact, Michael Cohen, where he lied, is he talked about how he ended the relationship earlier, and he didn't. The relationship went much, much longer. And I will also tell you, I find it very implausible that over those 5 or 6 additional months, he never told Donald Trump about what he was doing with Moscow.
And it was a year ago, just about here on this show, that you said, follow the money. When it comes to this investigation, does that still hold true?
Absolutely. And the reason I said it in January of 2017, same applies today. The way you compromise somebody, and it's counterintelligence 101, is you compromise them with money.
I want to get this in quickly. Something that else made news today, that Marriott says customer information on like 500,000 people.
Quite a few people.
Quite a few people compromised, and you wanted to talk about that. 500 million, rather, 500 million people compromised worldwide.
I am proposing now a tough law to deter this, and we've seen it again and again. We saw it with Equifax. Here is what's going to happen without my law. You will have this company, Marriott, they will apologize, 1. Then they will say they'll treat everybody better, and 3rd, they will provide people some useless credit monitoring. What I am proposing is, first, we ought to have a do not track provision so that people can't be tracked online. But second, if the key executives at the biggest companies lie to the federal government about their privacy policy, they could be fined a significant amount of money and be put in jail. That's the kind of law that'll send a real message. That's just not teeth. That's a real deterrent.
Yeah, this was 500 million people's personal information.
And we see it happening all the time. We probably report on stories on it nearly every day of hacks happening.
And most of the proposals thus far, the companies just continue to do business as usual. You pass my law and put some real teeth with the prospect that if executives lie to the federal government about their privacy policies, they could do some jail time. Things will change.
All right, Senator, thank you for stopping.
Thanks for having me.
Always being here.